Hey friends, we are looking at the Insoon Ice Cream Shop, or also called the Ice Cream House. Here's the instruction manual. It's set number SC8816 with 1,377 pieces. And what we're looking at is a ice cream store slash house, but mostly a store. And it's a 360-degree build. And in this video, we're going to look at all the details. We'll look at the light kit. There's two separate light strings or kits involved. And I will then show you some of the maddening architectural details that are in this particular set. I did not do a unboxing for it, but it's pretty typical. You know, the instructions are typical Insoon instructions, kind of these blue grayed out piece pages. The book is not bad and has pretty good pacing. There's a ginormous sticker sheet. I want to thank my buddy Brian for building this for me. He worked on it. I don't think it was his favorite build, but he got it done. So thank you, Brian, for doing that. All right, so let us take a step back. Let's discuss what this is. It is a two-story structure that's meant to be a street store, right? So it has an entry from the street. It's got like a gelato ice cream style stand and a counter, places to sit. It's supposed to be minifigure scale, so here's a minifigure for comparison, and I think that works out. And it's got another counter over here on the side, and it's got seating on the inside here for that counter, a register, a place to buy stuff. It's got this weird contraption here that is collecting chocolate or maybe ice cream from the upper floor. And it's got this balcony here. It has an upper area that we'll take a look at. And then it's got this balcony you cannot get to. And then it has this top area up here. And we'll take a closer look at that. And my guess is that this is part of the trend that maybe Lego started, where you put a large representation of the food thing that you're selling, you put it on top of the building. And so this, I think, is a ice cream sundae. I think that's what they're going for there. And it's up there and you know, to help reinforce or try to create some visual interest. Starting here on the ground floor, you can see the entryway has these nice white floor pieces that let you get in there. It's kind of inviting. And there is a interesting way that they created handrails using those paint rollers. So that's on both sides. And then there is a sign right there to welcome you in to have some ice cream. This is, I'm not sure what this is here. It's some sort of a platform. Maybe you stand on it. I'm not really sure what that is. There is one table, and that table has a croissant, an ice cream sundae, a drink that says bear on it. So it's branded, which I think is kind of clever. It's got a chair kind of tucked in there. It's got one kitty, and it has this, I don't know what this is. It's like another sundae or a float that's sitting right outside. I do like this handrail, and then this top of the counter, it's got clear pieces there. There's nothing inside there, but so I think it's just a counter. I thought at first maybe that's one of those kind of refrigerated cases that ice cream's in. There's two ice cream cones there ready to pick up. There's another sign back there. Coming around, we see the sign for Bear's Ice Cream House. This is weird. I'm not sure what that represents. Almost looks a little bit cyberpunk. We have a couple of plants, another counter, and this counter is for the two seats that are behind there. And then one more sign here. And I think this has the hours, 8 o'clock a.m. to 9 p.m. ice cream. So that's to let you know when they're serving. On the other side here, you see that there's another oversized ice cream cone. Here's a look at those two seats where you can sit. And behind you, you have, I don't know if that's like candy or something else, but there's some extra ice cream cones sitting there. And you know what? I know what that is now. It looks like that is the counter where you can get some ice cream and you pick out the flavors that you want. So those are the cones, those are the ice cream. And there's like a pump back there that you see that let you pump the ice cream, or maybe that's like a frozen yogurt. So it's a little strange to have seating for the customers behind there. All right, which brings me to this contraption in the middle. I don't know what this is. If you have any guesses What that is, let me know, but it looks like it's collecting chocolate of some kind, and it's got a pipe that goes up to the second floor. So we'll take a look and see what that is coming from, where that's coming from. We have our cash register area. It actually says cash desk, a couple of flavors there. I like this computer. It actually has the Bear logo on it, and then more things along the side there. And you can see there's a little bit of that wiring. The first of the two lighting kits starts down here, and it has you run it just right there, exactly where that is. And that's a little bit weird. It actually gets in the way of that drawer opening. So the first light kit is here, and the battery box is hidden here. It's a 2x4 battery box. It comes with the batteries. It's two little like button size batteries, and you just flip this switch and it shuts off the batteries for that first floor. And sorry, the lights, shuts off the lights for that first floor. So you can see there's a couple of those 1x4 LED strips. There's one of them right there. Or I'm sorry, LED plates. And you can see there's a lot of like wiring that's kind of hanging there. They don't hide their wires the way that other brands do, but they do okay. So Insoon's sort of in the middle when it comes to lighting design and being able to hide those wires. All right, behind the counter, you got a bunch of stuff, empty cups, a sink. There's a maybe a fountain drink being made back there as well, and then more of this kind of the drinks where you pull a dispenser and it comes out. So maybe that's kind of frosty serve or something like that. So overall, this is an interesting space, and it's a double high space. So there's actually a balcony above it. Now there's no way to get to that balcony. That's one of my pet peeves architecturally. It has two seats, two little stools, and it's got a teapot and another dispenser. So that's a little bit strange. So we'll go up there, but let's keep looking at the side here real quick. So on the side of the building, you'll see that you've got these exposed maintenance pipes. I think that's interesting. Almost looks like something is missing though to connect this to this. So that might be something that is missing. And then a lot of like HVAC-y looking stuff all the way up. I like that. A little bit of an awning with another planter at the bottom there. And so now we've gone all the way around. All right, so let's go up to the second floor. You'll see a little better this sign that they have, and it's got little symbols that represent the different things that they sell. A banner that is hanging from that light, and then that balcony is one of the balconies where you can't get to it. There's no chairs or anything like that, so it's just for show. Now we have a better look at this second floor, kind of a balcony area, another outdoor balcony area. There is seating, so two stools, a little thing sitting there for somebody to eat a drink, another one of those large ice cream cones, another chair, and then this is the mysterious thing for me here. It looks like it's a cat play structure of some kind. And I mean, I don't really know. And it's almost like this is a collector that might be collecting these little guys. And these little guys are, I don't know if they're berries or something. They're coming from this really large, oversized display. So maybe they're coming from here, coming down, going into this collector. Maybe they're cocoa beans. I don't know. And they're getting redone. They're getting like liquefied into chocolate, and maybe they're then getting collected into here. So maybe it's supposed to go from here to here. I don't know if you, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But this looks like a cat playhouse. Strange to have this all together. I don't know what that all means. And of course, there's a donut. So this collector, that is what heads down through this piping and into this device that's down here. So that maybe is the chocolate collection, I don't know, device. I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work or not. All right. Okay, and then it takes us up to the very top floor. So the top floor, like I mentioned, it's this kind of oversized novelty drink or ice cream of some kind. And check out all these loose little hot pink beads or balls that are in there. It's kind of fun. Some of them are actually stuck to the core of this, and there are these like off-white lines, these horn pieces, and they're exactly where they need to be. I don't know why I don't know, they're going for some sort of extra whimsy there. Things are overflowing. Good use of the unicorn tail piece there and there. And these look like maybe candied straws. It says ice cream, a little bit of chocolate. So there's definitely some artistic representation of a ice cream sundae happening here, and more ice cream-ish stuff, more drippy chocolate here. You can see the light kit that's happening in there. And this one is just fairy lights. So these are not custom to it. You're just meant to weave the string up into here and then wind it around up there. And then you can see also there's a straw right there too. This sign keeps getting turned around. It's on this turntable that keeps moving. You actually have a way to turn on and off that light string, and it's handled by a light box, another one of these 2x4s. There's a little tiny switch on it, and there you go. That's what it does. You turn that on and off, and it affects the fairy string. So this is one of those that comes with batteries. So it's those like 3 button cell batteries. Okay. All right. So that is everything. Now, what do we think? What do we think about this? I think on display, it is fun, and it can add to your city display, especially if your city is whimsical and you're just having fun with it. You just want cool stuff that just makes your city feel whimsical and piques curiosity. But as far as the architecture goes, it has a lot of the problems that I see in the Insoon sets, where they haven't thought through how a minifigure is supposed to move through the space, or how the space is supposed to be usable. There's no way to get up here to this second floor. There's no way to get to this balcony. This kind of doesn't make sense other than just being an artistic piece. I don't know what you'd call it, right? It would be something like Disney would call weenies, where you're supposed to see it out in the distance and you're going to be like, I want to go to that. And you know exactly where you are, because at any moment you look up and you see this giant thing that represents this particular store. And then there's no way to get up to here as well, which is that other balcony. I don't really know what this is. I don't know why there's a cat thing. Sometimes Insoon throws in cats and animals just because. So it's a strange one, but I think it has potential just from a whimsical standpoint. I think they were ambitious. They tried to make something just humorous, fun. They just try to have fun with it. And I think for that, they did succeed. If you're looking for something that's a little more architectural and realistic, then it's probably not for you. By the way, this entire structure is supposed to be leaning like that. It's on a couple of those hinge pieces, and the problem is the hinge, the tilt is not enough of a tilt. It's barely a tilt, maybe 5-10 degrees, and so it looks like a mistake. It looks like it's built wrong, but that's the limit of how much you can tilt it. It would have been great if you could tilt it another 5-10 degrees, then it would have really felt like it was intentional. All right, so there you go. There's my video. Like the video if you like it. Hit subscribe. I'll be able to keep sharing interesting things like this with you all. Thanks so much.